How we doing, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. It's positive vibes equals positive energy. Prior to coming to the video, to the stream, I need you guys to like the video and subscribe to the channel. This video, I'm talking about chastening. The chastening of the Lord is what the Bible calls it, and I'm here to tell you right now that I wouldn't be doing this video right now if, like, first of all, like, I didn't know what it was at first. You get what I'm saying? I really thought it was a heart attack. I thought, you know, I really thought that I was about to die, honestly. Um, the way this thing happened to me, and as like it was happening, you know, I kind of like I lifted up out of my body, like literally, like I never had any type of experience like this before, and people, when you get older, people kind of like blame it on, like food and like your habits and just whatever you failed to, as far as like when you grow up in life, because in school you should be square, you should be straight and narrow. You know what I mean? I didn't I didn't experience with drugs until I got into college. Like when I was young, um my family and stuff were into like smoking weed, and like some of my uncles and stuff like that were like heavy into drugs, but I never really got into it like that, simply because I played basketball my whole life. My whole life I played ball. There was nothing else really that I did. I was one of those typical basketball playing jocks. You get what I'm saying? Like playing basketball, and after playing basketball, I played a game. You know what I mean? I was just one of those type of people. You know what I mean? One of those type of guys. You know what I mean? That just you know just played ball and was good and tried to get better, and that was like my prime focus when I was young. So I didn't really have the experience of dabbling into drugs and stuff like that when I was in high school and middle school and stuff like that. So the whole realm of like being into drugs and stuff like that, I didn't really get into until I went to college. Um, until you go to college and you get like kind of some bad influences and stuff like that, and you think it's okay to do certain things because you see them doing it and you see them maintaining what they do as well. So it's like with the drugs, I never like agreed upon it, or I never, what I mean, wanted to do it actually, because I always thought it was nasty. Like I'm gonna be real, I thought it was lame, honestly. When I was young, seeing people high in school, like that shit was just so lame to me, and I never understood why people did it. You know what I mean? Going to college, you'll see people doing a whole bunch of things, and you just wonder like, how are they? You know what I mean? You just be curious in a certain way. So, um, and your curiosity can lead you into the action of doing. You get what I'm saying? Just by seeing other people do it. You know what I mean? Just by, laying your eyes on it. The influence is real. But I'm not trying to drift off into one of those conversations. What I'm really trying to get at is like all all throughout life, I I wanted to try to follow God. You get what I'm saying? Like through life. I just didn't know like how to. You get what I'm saying? In school, I mean, growing up, it's like they don't tell you exactly how to follow God. They say all these things when it comes to like thou shalt not kill and steal and all that stuff, like the pretty basics of following God, but it's really much deeper. Now that I'm older, like it's really a whole new ball game. Especially with me doing my due diligence and doing my studies as well, um, studying the Bible and things like that. Now I have a greater understanding of just not only the things of the world, but um, a lot of things that were happening to me prior to me growing up and me having me um, me falling into things that I wasn't aware of, like that I had no idea in knowing that there was something up against me. You get what I'm saying? People, we kind of ignore the point in fact that there is something that's against you. Um, People want to believe like that this life is just sweet sailing and that you're just finna be famous and you're finna be loved and you're finna have all this success and people are gonna love you, and it's just it doesn't work like that. It doesn't work that way. And you know, as I'm like older now and been doing a whole bunch of research and stuff like that, I come to realize that all of my experience um, from the midst of things seems as though that it was in the Bible. And you know, I can explain it through more ways than one. Like I said, back when I was in college, man, like my mind was really racing. Like I had so many thoughts and so many things that were going into my mind, and I did not understand where it was coming from. I did not understand the thing, the things that were coming into my mind at that time. So it led me to doing a lot of drastic things, like a lot of making drastic decisions um, without having any type of support, any type of people there telling me that this is a bigger battle than what it seems. Um, that it's bigger than just on the outside. Like it's a bigger battle than the flesh. You get what I'm saying? That it's an eternal battle ultimately. Um and really it's really a eternal battle, which means from the inside. And a lot of people, especially in life and in school, they don't teach you this. They don't tell you about these things. They don't tell you about how your body works. They don't tell you about these things that are going on in the world that people want to hide from you. And I believe it's very important that people need to understand these things. Um, and I'll just leave it at that as far as the battle that people endure and people go through and probably are still going through till this day. But anyway, um, the chastening of the Lord. So one day, picking up where I left off earlier, one day I was, you know, people, like I was saying earlier, people, we tend to think that things that happen to you as far as, you know, the body, that it comes from, you know, your diet and you know, what you eat and what you do. But my whole life, I've been athletic. Like my whole life, I've been in sports. You get what I'm saying? Um, yeah, I've seen certain things that happened just prior to this past year with people having complications with their heart and things like that. You know what I'm saying? And who are just full blown athletes. And I think you guys know who I'm talking about in this video with the incident that happened with the guy from the Buffalo Bills. I think he's a running back or something like that. He recently had a heart attack and stuff on the field and stuff like that. But this, I don't think it was a heart attack. And by the details that I'm going to explain, maybe you guys can peep in, or maybe you guys can catch the little details that I'm talking about when I say I don't think this was just a heart attack, right? Um, so, like I said, I've never went through anything like this before. When I was young, I think the most that I've had happen to me was my appendix taken out. You know, I think I had an incident to where something had happened, something burst, and I passed out. And I immediately went into the ER room because I think I was already on my way there prior with my mom. You know what I mean? My mom, I think I told my mother I wasn't feeling too well, and I think she had took me down there because she probably seen that. She probably looked at me and seen that I wasn't feeling too well. You know what I mean? I wasn't feeling good. So prior to going down there, I passed out and I ended up in the hospital and woke up with the doctor operating on me and stuff like that. So that was like the only thing that I had prior to this incident as during the pandemic, because this is when this incident happened. And you know, I kind of question this pandemic in so many ways because for one, I never seen the world get closed down and everyone go inside of their homes. And for two, it was just the thing how it happened and the things that were happening while all this was happening was just a little bit fishy for me. You get what I'm saying? During this time with the pandemic, I did a number of things. Like I went to my family, um, just trying to seek guidance. My family is heavily into believing in a God. Well, as far as my family, I would say my grandmother, my great grandmother at the most. She was really into the belief of God. In return, that made my whole family be uh, a super belief type of family who believed in God due through my great grandmother. Um, and you know, I thought back then during the pandemic that I could reach out to these people and they'll try to like give me some guidance on what was happening to me and what was going on with me before I had the heart attack. Before I had the heart attack, I was reaching out to like my family and things like that, and they wasn't giving me any. They actually like kind of shamed me because of the state that I was in during that time, and you know, they kind of like, well, the person that I went to kind of like um, brushed me off in a way that I didn't believe was right, because as I'm studying now in the book, it says the total opposite of how people who so-called believe are supposed to act, and that really crushed my heart because you know, being introduced to the book and then you or being introduced into something, especially as sacred as the Bible and things like that, and then going back to these people or going back to the sources that taught you these things, and them just totally having a different type of perspective, it'll kill you. It'll really damage a person, especially from a little kid growing up, and these are the people that you looked up to. You get what I'm saying? So you go back to these people and it's like a totally different vibration that these people are operating in, and it kind of kills your whole motivation on trying to seek God or trying to do anything. You get what I'm saying regarding your faith or regarding um, seeking something higher than yourself. But Let's get into the this night, right? Um, during this time, I dabbed. I had a lot of, you know, I'm not perfect, and during this time, I had a lot of things that I was battling with, let alone family issues, but issues myself and damaging myself, due to seeing different types of habits with people and taking it into my own life. You get what I'm saying? And that's a dark place to be when you have an outer influencing you in your life, and you picking up on things that you have no business doing, and it ultimately becomes a part of your life. And that's why I created this page, is to hopefully I can catch people who are in the midst of this road, going towards like trying to pick up a bad habit or something, because in reality that's the worst thing that you can do, is to pick up a bad habit, and you're carrying that habit with you along in your journey of life. And just as you're growing up and stuff like that, if I could go back in time and take something away from the time from past time, it will be that picking up bad habits from people, and people that who I looked up to, or who I admired at a point in time or whatever, just because of whatever reason. You know what I mean? And that's where your influence can be. You don't want to take up influence from people. You want to follow God, to be exact. But you never want to pick up any bad habits or anything from people are doing, especially now and today. Now and today, everything is legal. So it's like everywhere you turn, someone is doing something that is illegal from back then, especially when I was growing up. Wasn't none of these things, as far as weed and stuff like that, legal. It was illegal, and now it's just like freely everyone's doing it. And I even be out on the field, and I see, you know what I mean, kids smoking weed and stuff like that. They haven't even went to college yet. Like they haven't even got by themselves, but they're like doing drugs already, and that's just a total. That's like totally wrong. But who can you blame but the influence of the world? You get what I'm saying? But this day, I come home, and I'm getting ready to eat, and back in this time, I have my little routine to where I smoke cigarettes. You get what I'm saying? I smoke a cigarette before I eat. Smoke some weed. You get what I'm saying? It was like a everyday thing. Um, yeah, every second thing actually, because when you pick up on habits, you're doing things. You know what I mean? A lot, especially picking up your tolerance. And even just recently, before I had to try to put down some things. You know what I mean? It's still hard. It's still a battle. Nothing's easy. You get what I'm saying? You have to fight. Um, so I think I stepped outside, right? And this is the first time that these things have been happening to me. They've been happening a lot. And I'm so glad that I kind of like woke up, because I really have a feeling like it was something bad, and I'm thinking that it's something good, right? So I'm outside smoking a cigarette, and in the midst of the smoke, right, something grabbed me. Like in the midst of me smoking a cigarette, something grabbed me. And I'm like, what is going on? Right? And it's crazy. So I like threw the cigarette, and I run in the house. When I run in the house, and I sit down, and I'm trying to eat, something just comes over me. Like something just comes upon me, and I can feel it, and it's in the room. right? It's in the room moving around. And next thing you know, something like goes into my heart. Like it's a shift and like my heart rocks up. Like it rocks up so hard to where I thought I thought my heart was about to bust through my chest. Like my heart got so hard, bro, that I thought my heart was about to one either explode or I thought it was about to burst through my fucking chest. Like it was one of the two, bro. When I'm trying to tell you, like this was so dramatic. Like I can't even explain to you. I can't even give you some. I can't even give you theatrics right now to explain how hard my heart gotten. And then I'm feeling something in my presence, and at the same time, I like lift out of my body, like it's like my spirit man lifted out of my body, and I'm looking up, and I'm in shock, and at the same time I'm looking up in shock. My heart is just rock solid, like rock solid, bro. I can't make this up. I can't. Like it's impossible. I'm not trying to. I'm simply just trying to wake up someone before they do something that will like damage them, and like they keep doing something that's not aligned up with God's will. You get what I'm saying? Because that's why I'm doing this period, because during that time, like I had really found myself. But it's a battle when you have to fight, and when you have to fight to do right because you're so programmed to do wrong. So, like I said, in the midst of me getting raised up out of my body, my heart is like at a rock. I come down, like I'm coming down, and I come back inside my body, bro. Like I swear, like that's what it felt like. Like that's what it felt like. I can't, like I said, I can't make this up. I didn't record this type of video like 2 3 times just so I can make sure that I'm not like being any type of way, because I'm so serious. When I came down inside my body, bro, something was in the room, and it was like behind me, and all you can hear is a that's all you can that's all you can hear, bro. It was like a kiss. Like it was like a kiss. So I'm like doing massive research. Like I'm doing massive research. I think I come across, I don't know what made me um go into the Bible. Like I forget what day or what I did to make me go into the Bible, but I did. And so enough, sure enough, um, the Bible talks about these things. You get what I'm saying? And it's a couple verses to where they talk about the chastening of the Lord, right? And let's get into it. Proverbs 3:11, it says, "My son, despise not the chastening of the Lord, neither be weary of his correction." During this time, like I said, I'm not perfect. I was doing a whole bunch of evil, bro. A whole bunch of evil. I didn't feel like it was nothing wrong with me doing what I was doing, right? Because I picked up smoking cigarettes from my family member, picked up smoking weed from being out in college with some colleagues, and I had to be roommates with them, and they were smoking weed, so I just picked up the bad habit, right? And it fell with me till up until recently. You get what I'm saying? And these are things that God doesn't like. And these are things that God, you separate yourself from God with sin and with doing anything that goes against God. This is something I didn't know, and this is something that I've been learning actually through I mean, YouTube has been doing a good job because I've been doing research through the YouTube and stuff like that. And but one thing that I notice is nobody talks about the chastening. And this is what I'm trying to get, because God said there's a lot of false prophets in the world, and to test every spirit by the spirit. And here's another. It says, if ye endure chastening, God dealeth with you as with sons. For what son is he whom the Father chasteneth not? And this is what I'm saying. Because my chastening, bro, it was so hard. Like, if I experience it again, I swear, like, I never want to experience that again. Simply because it was like I was about to die. Like, it was about to die. And you know what I'm saying? John 5:17 says, behold, happy is the man whom God corrected. Therefore despise not the chastening of the Almighty. Hebrews 12:11. Now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous, and it's not. It's not. But grievous, nevertheless, afterward it yieldeth the peaceable fruit of righteousness unto them which are exercised thereby. And that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, that, I feel like it was a wake up call for me to get the out of whatever I was into. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just what I ultimately feel. Like, you know what I mean? Because this was something that was in the mist. Like, I couldn't see this, but I can feel it. You understand me? Like, I couldn't see it with my eyes, but I felt it. I felt something come up on me. I felt it in my presence, like in my aura. And then next thing you know, I felt it on me, like inside of me. Like, and that's all I can think of it being, because like I said, I didn't see it, but I felt it. And God is in you. You get what I'm saying? God is in your body, the temple of the Holy Ghost. You get what I'm saying? And this is why I created my clothing brand Positive Energy, man, is because, it's like God is real, man. And whoever watched this video, I'll pray that you stay on the right narrow path, and that um you won't have to endure the chastening of the Lord. You get what I'm saying? Because you know what I'm saying? Like he said, it's a correction. So if you want to stay good, you know what I mean? Stay doing good so you won't have to see that correction. Because I'm trying to tell you, my heart was just so hard. So hard to the point to where I thought like it was over, bro. Like, I thought it was over. And you know, people don't believe you. Like, people that don't believe in the things not seen, because that's what faith is ultimately. Faith is believing in the things not seen. People don't believe in the things not seen. So when someone expresses things that are not seen, they call them crazy. And that's my son. I mean, and that is not the right thing to do, because faith is believing in the things not seen. And with that video, with this time, I'm just gonna exit out on that one. And let me know, you know what I mean? Let me know in the comment box if you've had something like this and you just don't know what it was, or you know what I mean, you experienced some things, and you know what I mean, and you just don't know what it is, and you pray to God, and you're trying to find God at the same time. You know what I mean? People go through these things and they think that it's them. But what I thought, especially, that it was something in the midst and not just me. All right, with that being said, positive vibes equals positive energy.